Hey Lyoko Warriors, this is Captain Yeet here for you for another Cool Lyoko episode review. This is going to be Cool Lyoko Season 2, Episode 18, titled Vertigo. So let's get into it. I almost messed up. I almost messed up. Anyway, right after the opening, we cut to the Lyoko Warriors instantly in Sector 5. And so when they get to Sector 5, they have to go through the hallway and they have to find the button to press it so the room doesn't crush them. And I found it really, not unusual, but I found it kind of unique that Odd, he doesn't complain about his stomach here. Obviously, every other time that we have been to Sector 5 so far, Odd has always complained about his stomach always feels weird as soon as they get to Sector 5. He doesn't complain here. So I guess it's the first time, technically, because the first time he never really felt sick going into Sector 5 was probably when him and Yumi switched bodies and he was in Yumi's body. So when he went to Sector 5, he didn't feel too bad. So I guess technically. Anyway, they get inside the room and the room is starting to close on them, so they have to figure out where the button is. Jeremy, he looks around on the little hologram scanner and he can see that the button is above Yumi. It's like near the ceiling. And as soon as he mentions that, the button is near the ceiling, guys, you have to get that. Creepers start to come in, so they start to fight the creepers. And then Jeremy says, the button's on top of the ceiling. And Oric goes, you know what? That seems like a job for a cat. So Yumi and Oric have to fight the creepers while Odd, he runs up the wall to go press the button. He just keeps getting shot constantly. Before he even jumps on the wall, he gets shot. He's climbing up the wall, he gets shot. Like, he just keeps getting shot constantly. Like, this man Odd can't block for nothing. And then another weird part is, the creepers start to shoot at Yumi and Oric. Oric tries to block a couple of the blast. And Yumi, so the creeper shoots a shot at Yumi. She does a backflip to dodge it and lands on her hands for a handstand. And she goes over to the legs and starts to hold on. So I'm thinking she's just going to wait there because the creeper does come over to look, right? So I'm thinking, as soon as the creeper comes over to look, she's going to go, yeah, throw her blade. But no, it looked like the creeper had a dead Tarek. She didn't know what to do until Oric came over and killed it. I'm like, Yumi, what are you doing? Like, that didn't make any sense to me. She just got on the handstand, handstand over to the legs, and held onto the legs. Well, what are you doing? I thought she was going to go like a sneak attack. But no, it had a dead to right, but she was holding onto the legs. But eventually she gets off of the legs and she helps Oryx fight. Odd, he keeps getting shot up like crazy. And Yumi does kill Yumi does kill the creeper that kills Odd. Odd was able to press the button while he was getting devirtualized. So it's pretty cool. He's getting devirtualized. He's like, yeah, presses the button, then he fully devirtualized. It's pretty funny. But Yumi, she does kill the creeper that kills Odd. And it's kind of cool because she takes her fan out. I got the prop for you. I already got it ready. I normally reaching over something to find it. I already got it ready. She takes out her fan, she throws it, and the camera follows the fan along the ground, and it goes against the ground, it goes up, and boom, hits it in the head. This is pretty cool. Look at this. It was really cool. It was really cool. I like how they did that. See, she throws her camera. Oh, that's not her. She throws her fan, the camera goes with it, goes all the way up, and boom, kills it. That was nice. That was pretty nice. Let me put the towel back on the TV and we can continue. There we go. Good shot right there. Whew. Anyway, after Odd presses the button, obviously they go over to the elevator. That's a really weird elevator. I wouldn't have called that thing an elevator, but they call it an elevator, so I don't know. They call it an elevator. It's a really weird elevator. Anyway, they get to the elevator. They get outside of Sector 5, and Alita starts to touch the little Xana iPad thing. He starts to get a lot of information. And while this is happening, one creeper creeps up. One creeper creeps up behind him at the exact same time. Not the praying mantis, but the mantis, they're starting to hacks. And then one creeper comes up from behind, devirtualizes Yumi, and then Oric. It's just pretty cool. It was kind of cool. At the same time, I was like, what are you doing? So the creeper comes up from behind and shoots Yumi, and she dies. So it gets devirtualized. So Oric, he starts to block a lot of his shots. Then Oric throws his sword in the air, catches it from the blade part, and throws it at the creeper. It does kill it, but you throw your sword in the air, and you catch it at the blade part. Obviously, you do it like this, so it's not going to cut you. But still, it's like you couldn't catch the handle and then throw it. You know what I'm saying? He just catches the blade part, which doesn't seem too good. You know what I'm saying? That does not seem too good to just catch the blade part of it. But I mean, hey, it works. I mean, it killed the thing. It killed the creeper. This is the cool shot when he throws the sword in the air and catches it by the blade part. Yep, here we go. Just had to wait for it to get there. Here's the cool shot of him throwing his blade in the air, catching it by the blade, and throwing it back at the creeper. And it kills it. I mean, hey, it works. It kills it, but it's whatever. Let me put the towel back on the TV. So, boom. Right after that, Jeremy virtualizes the overbike, and they get on top of the overbike, and they start to fly around to get out of there. The mantas do get born, and they're starting to chase Orc around. And while they're chasing Orc around, they spawn eggs. They can lay eggs, and the eggs explode. The eggs explode while they're chasing Orc. So Orc has to maneuver around, but eventually he gets out of Sector 5, and then we cut to inside the computer room. And Jeremy says that, man, all the files and stuff that you got from Sector 5 are going to be really helpful. And he goes, wait a second, this file is like based in like viruses. If I can like crack the code on this, I can unlock the secret to getting the antivirus for your leader. She's like, are you serious? Like, obviously she's really excited and really pumped. So he says, okay, I'm gonna work on this file right here that you got for me so I can crack the antivirus. And then I goes, well, okay, you guys have fun. We got a climbing we have a climbing tournament tonight, so we have to go practice. And he grabs Orc, and Orc does like this. He says, I told you, I'm not going. I was like, come on, man, at least watch me. Yumi says, what's the matter with you? At least, come on, Orc, come on, let's watch on. She says that, she said, come on, Orc, let's watch on. At least now he can actually have some benefit of being scrawny. He goes, I'm not scrawny, I'm civil. Whatever that means. I don't really know what that means. He was like, I'm civil. There's two different things. And he crosses his arms to the side, and then we cut to Odd practicing on the climbing wall. I did that a few times in school. Never really was good at it. I mean, it's a climbing wall. I mean, what can you do? I mean, it's nothing to do. It's a climbing wall. It's a climbing wall. So Odd, he's racing Herb, and obviously he beats Herb. Well, they were pretty neck and neck until Odd cracked a joke about how, yeah, Zit's are weighing you down. You just stay on the ground. He goes, what? Delarobia? And he falls and hits his head, and Odd gets all the way to the top, and he's cheering. And then he comes down. He goes, okay, Orc, you're next. He's like, nah. And then Jim goes, all right, Stern, go. He's like, well, you see, and then William comes up. He says, come on, Orc. First one to the top wins. He says, sorry, I'm not a climber. What, are you scared? As soon as he says that, Orc looks over at Yumi. I mean, he doesn't like turn his head, but he like turns his eyes. He goes, no, I'm not scared. He doesn't want to say you're scared in front of Yumi. He says, nah, you know, I'm not scared. I'm not a climber. Come on, man. Come on. Like, everybody keep pressuring him like Odd. He's like, come on, man, do it. You got Odd, Jim, you got Yumi, and you got William all pressuring. Or like, come on, Orc, come on, do it, man. You scared? You can lie. All right, fine. Jeez, I'm gonna do it. And then we cut to Jeremy and Alita working out the antivirus. Well, they're not really working it out. They're just doing like a test run on the computer, and it works on the computer, and they're really excited. And then Alita's like, "Come on, Jeremy, let's put it into let's not put it to." She says, "Inject me right now." Obviously, inject her with the antivirus. He says, "Are you sure it wouldn't be kind of dangerous?" She said, "Come on, it can be a surprise for everybody else." And hey, I mean, if it's dangerous now, it's going to be dangerous in like 2 days when we do it, or it's going to be dangerous in like 5 hours when we do it, so might as well do it now. And it can be like a big surprise for everybody. Jeremy goes, all right, fine. Let's do this. So she goes down to the scanners, and we cut, okay. That was the part I was like, okay, yeah. We cut, as soon as she goes down to the scanners to get the antivirus, she gets, it just cuts away. And then we cut to Orc. He's climbing on the wall, and it's funny because he's climbing on the wall with William to race him. But William is here, and this is Orc, and he keeps looking down, and he keeps getting fuzzy vision. And William's like, come on, Orc, what are you, scared? Come on, Spider-Man, you spinning some webs down there? Come on, Spider-Man, what are you doing? And then he keeps climbing the wall, but he's not getting too far ahead of William. He's not even close to William at all. And William, he is dominating this race. Orc, he's like in the middle, basically to the ground. And everybody keeps spazzing at him. Like, no joke. You got Odd. He said, "Come on, man, beat this dude. Come on, Oric." You got Yumi. "Come on, Oric. What are you doing?" And you got Jim. He's like, "Stern, what are you doing? Come on, go." Like, everybody just keeps yelling at him. He gets freaked out because obviously he's scared of heights. He got vertigo. I guess that's like a form of being scared of heights. But he can't hit. Obviously, he's not nervous and scared from climbing this wall in the first place. And you got your friends. You got William beating you, embarrassing you in front of Yumi. You got Yumi yelling at you, Odd yelling at you, Jim yelling at you, and then he just loses his grip and his focus, and he falls and he boom hits his head. Well, obviously hits his whole body on the mat. Obviously, it's not gonna hurt too much because he landed on the mat, and he lands on the mat, and then Odd and Yumi just looking over him, and then I honestly forget. Not forget. Odd cracks a joke, obviously, but I forgot what he said. Oh yeah, he said, "Oh, all right, I get it. You're taking a little nap before we go to lunch." Cool it, Odd, and he gets up and he starts to walk out. But before he walks out, Yumi goes, "Wait a second, you got vertigo, don't you?" And then Ori doesn't say anything, and he just storms out of the gym. And then Yumi does try to go after him, but then Odd grabs him. He's like, "No, just let him blow off some steam. He just needs some time for himself." And then we cut back to Jeremy and Alita. Yep. Okay, I'll make it soon. We cut back to Jeremy and Alita. She goes inside. This is funny. This is really funny. So she goes inside the scanner to get the antivirus injected into her, right? And while it's getting injected inside of her, something starts to go wrong with the whole program because Jeremy starts to hear beeps. So he goes down to the scanner room, and as a joke, when I was watching it right before I started recording this, as a joke, I was like, he's gonna run over it. Go, yeah! Like, I literally started doing it, like, open it. And that's literally what he does. Like, that actually shook me. I completely forgot he does that. Like, he literally went over to the scanner and pried it. Oh, Jeremy pried it open. Jeremy, look, last episode, he outran everybody somehow. He outran everybody somehow to the Hermitage. And then this episode, that man got Hulk strength. Just opened it. And Lito falls out. He catches it like, "Lita, say something. You're getting jokes from Odd, aren't you?" And they both start to laugh, and then they go back to the dorms. And my thing just went off. I don't know if y'all saw that. Like the blink of color, the thing just completely went off. Like, my goodness. Anyway, excuse me. They go back to the dorms, and they tell Yumi and they tell Yumi and Odd the great news about how they got the antivirus and how they can shut down their supercomputer. Then they said, "Well, we can't do it without Oric. Where's Oric?" And then they go, "Well, he's not in his room, and he's kind of moody right now. Well, we don't know where he's at." And then Jeremy goes, "Well, if he's moody, he's in the forest. He always goes there to blow off some steam." And then we do cut to Oric, and he's looking around, and he hears some noises, but he can't actually see what's going on or who's, like, around him until eventually Yumi and Odd, they run up on him. He's like, "Hey, you done soaking? You 100% now?" "No." "Well, we got some good news for you." Like, Yumi puts his arm around him. "We got the antivirus. It's on Alita. We got to go shut down the supercomputer. Let's do it." They're like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then we cut to Jeremy and Alita inside the room, inside of Jeremy's room. And Jeremy's, like, really excited because obviously now they can shut down Xana and kill him. And so now he's really excited because they can kill Xana and shut down the supercomputer. And when he turns around, Alita's on his bed, but she keeps holding her head, and she's like, He goes, "Whoa, Alita, you okay?" "Oh no, is it the antivirus?" He goes, No, I'm just low on energy. I'll get some rest before we go to I'll get some rest before we go to the factory." Okay, so she walks out of the room, and she starts to. It's so weird because it makes it seem like this is on the same floor. But we obviously know the girl's on, like, the top floor or the bottom floor. But anyway, as she walks out of Jeremy's room, she goes down the hallway. And then Sissy's room, she walked down the hallway, and then her hand starts to phase in and out. And then Sissy comes out. She goes, "Alita, that's your problem. If you never make yourself more open and out there, you're never gonna get any boys' attentions. Okay, besides Jeremy. But, Jeremy's married to his computer chip. She says, be like me. I'm cute, I'm pretty, I'm attentive, I'm smart." Like, she just keeps going on and on and on. And while she's doing this, Alita's other hand just disappears. Then her legs disappear. Then her whole body disappears. And it seemed like she just got erased from existence. Like, she just completely disappears. And then Sissy goes, "What the? This is what I'm talking about." And then she goes away. And Jeremy, he's on the computer. He's just typing away. He's like, oh no, this is bad. His door just swings open, and he goes, and then Alita goes, Jeremy, this is bad. Yeah, I know. Xana just locks an attack. Where are you? So he's like really confused. Like, why? I'm right here. I'm in front of you. He goes, what? Right here? Hey, oh. Sorry. Like that's literally how it happened. He just like a little pause right there. He goes, oop. Sorry. He goes, what is going on? You think it's Xana's attack? Maybe. Well, it might be a bug in antivirus. Come on, we gotta go to the factory. And so she call. I mean, it's not C. So Jeremy calls up Yumi, and when we cut to Yumi, Oric, and Odd, yeah, I got that. Okay, I got that whole part down pat. We cut to Yumi, Oric, and Odd, and they're starting to go to the factory. But at the exact same time, boom, a pack of wolves come out of nowhere, and they're all possessed by Xana. So, yo, you gotta be kidding me. Yo, I would, man, if I was, I'd be like, you gotta be kidding me. Xana possessed a pack of wolves? A pack of wolves? Boy, I am booking it. That's exactly what they do. It's kind of funny as Oz says, hey, what do you do when a pack of wolves comes toward you? Yumi goes, run. And obviously, they just book it. They start to run as fast as they can. And then we cut. We do like a side-by-side cut. Not a side-by-side, but we cut back and forth from Jeremy and a visible Alita on a scooter with nobody on it going to the factory. And we cut to Yumi, Ada, and Oric running away from the wolves. And then they do get to like, it's not a mountain, but it's like a really steep hill. It's a really steep, tall mountain type hill. And so obviously Yumi and Odd, they climb up it no problem. Boom. But Oric, obviously he has vertigo. He's pretty scared of heights, so it takes him a minute to get up there. And one wolf does grab his leg. He's able to kick it with his other leg and it falls. He keeps going. Odd and Yumi are giving, well, mainly Odd is just giving Oric pointers like, don't look down, keep looking up, just focus on your grip strength and just focus to get to the top. He does fall when he does get like somewhat near the top, but Yumi's able to grab him and pull him all the way up, and obviously they're like, whew, my goodness. That was intense. That was real intense. I mean, it's a pack of wolves. Like, my heart would be thumping. My heart would be thumping. Right after that, we cut to Jeremy, and he scans Alita, and then when he scans Alita, he goes, well, this isn't Xana. This is just like an honest to goodness bug in the antivirus program, so he has to fix this in order to bring Alita back to normal because she's completely invisible right now. So he calls up Yumi, and then Yumi tells Jeremy what's going on with the pack of wolves. Alita's like, well, send me to Lyoko. He's like, you can't do that. You need some help. We're just supposed to wait for our friends to get devoured? Okay, fine. Okay, Yumi, Oric, Odd, hurry, make double time. Hurry up and get here. I'm just go ahead and send Alita to Lyoko. But you guys gotta hurry up and get here because she's gonna need backup. Okay, so let's get it. Okay, so that's the plan. But as soon as that happened, somehow, some way, one of the wolves was able to get on top of the hill. They like look at it and they're finna fight it, but no, sorry. One wolf was able to get on top of the hill, and they look at it, and they're like, they're backing up. They're getting kind of scared. They're all going to throw a punch, but an Oric, he trips himself, and he falls down the hill. He hits like a branch, and he that kind of causes his fall. Then he lands on the ground. But when he lands on the ground, he lands right on top of one of the wolves. And when he does that, it just instantly dissipates. It's a hologram. He goes, what the? And they swat at some of the other wolves. They're all holograms, but no, they're not all holograms. Why they start to swat at all the wolves and disintegrate them because they're just holograms? There are a few actual real wolves in this hologram pack. So there's some real ones and some fake ones. Obviously, you're not gonna keep swatting at all of them because one could be real and bite your hand off. So, but they do realize after they start to swat at one, because the fake ones, they don't even move when you swat at them. They instantly phase through. There was some rare one when they swat, it ducked and it moved. And oh yeah, that dude's real. this one is real. So we gotta back up real quick. Alita, she does get to Lyoko and she gets on the overwing. She gets all the way to the tower with no problem. But when she gets to the tower, she does this, to get into the tower. But she just hits her head against the tower, and with this bug, with the antivirus program, with the antivirus program, it messed up her digital signature. So now the tower can't read her and thinks it's something else. So Jeremy has to fix the bug so he can go back into the tower. And I'm gonna show y'all the clip real quick because it's pretty funny because Alita's she's running, she gets to the tower with no cows, no monsters or nothing. It's all good. So she gets to the tower, she's like, okay. Boom! She just hits her head against it. I mean, I'd be she was like, what the? I'd be real confused too. I mean, I'd be like, what the heck? What is going on? What did I do? Like, what did I do? See, she gets there, she leaves, boom. What the? She's like, what in the world? What did I do? Oh, man. I doubt people laughed as hard as I did. I mean, I wasn't like dying laughing, but I was chuckling pretty hard. I was chuckling pretty hard. I doubt they were doing that. I doubt it. Okay. Right after that, Oric says that he'll take care of the wolves while Yumi and Odd get to the factory. Obviously, they're not really for this idea, but they need to get to the factory, so they run away while Oric, he gets all the wolves to chase him. Then we cut back. My goodness, my bad. We cut back to Lyoko, and the Skipper shows up, and it starts to attack Aelita. But Aelita sings, and it sticks the Skipper in an ice pillar, so it's stuck. And then it makes some more, like you saw, she had like step on those little ice blocks to get to the tower. So she makes some more ice blocks. She steps on it to get back into like the big ice scape, and she starts to run. But then two Hornets show up, so she has to go back. But then when she goes back, the Skipper breaks out of the ice pillar. So back-to-back L's, and then it grabs Aelita. So now they really gotta hurry. They really gotta get on double time because this is bad. Yumi and we cut back and forth so much between everything. But this is what happened. Well, with Oric, he runs away from the wolves over and over again until eventually he gets to the factory. And when he gets to the factory, one wolf pounces on him and he falls and he twists his ankle. He's able to get up and he gets on the rope. Then he falls down the rope and he lands on the ground. And then we'll cut back to Oric in a minute. Now, everything on Lyoko, we kept cutting back and forth from that. Like, just them on Lyoko, then him running, then Lyoko, like, it was too much. But anyway, that's where we leave Oric for right now. On Lyoko, Odd and Yumi get their vehicles, and they start to fly over to Aelita. But while they're flying over to Aelita, out of nowhere, a mega tank pops up. And it shoots Yumi off of the overwing, and she falls down. Odd swings over to pick Yumi up, but as soon as he does, the mega tank shoots another shot and it disintegrates Yumi all the way, or devitalizes Yumi all the way. So now it's just to shoot shots. It's kind of weird because usually it charges up its shots, then it fires, but it starts to just go rapid fire. It's not, well, I guess it's not as big because usually when it charges up, it's like really big. But anyway, it starts to just go rapid fire on Odd while he's flying on the overboard? I had to think about what it's called for a second. While he's flying on the overboard, and Odd's dodging all these shots, and then he jumps off the overboard, and the overboard flies right into the target, and then boom, blows it up. So now Odd has to run all the way to Aelita. He runs over to Aelita, but then he sees the two wasps there, and it's like that little lake we saw. Because I guess technically, well, not technically, this isn't a digital scene, so this is fine to go in. Because before Aelita was like backing up from the Skipper and she dipped her toe in it, she got nervous, and then the Skipper grabbed her. But Odd, he sees the two the Hornets, he goes, huh? Okay, so he holds his nose and goes inside the water. Because this really isn't, because the digital sea is what's under the platform. This is just regular water. So I think it's fine to go because before any type of water, you never really want to get in. But this is fine. But that's confusing too because when Oric broke the ice and there was water everywhere, when a monster fell in that water, it got devitalized. It got boomed. I guess this is like a little small lake of water. So anyway, Audie jumps into the water. He swims under the Hornets and he just pops up and he shoots a bunch of laser arrows. And then boom, the Skipper runs away. At the exact same moment, Jeremy, he's able to fix the bug that was with Aelita, so he's able to go inside of the tower and deactivate the tower. It was kind of getting intense because when this was happening, when Aelita was going into the tower, Jeremy went under cameras, and like I said, Oric, he fell down and he can't move no more. He's just too hurt, and the wolves started to surround him. Then they started to like bite his clothes and like trying to rip them off. Like they were ready to eat this man. Like they were ready to eat this man. And Yumi was gonna go out there and help him, but Jeremy was like, no, stop. Aelita's in the tower. But you know Aelita, she's like walking, she has to float up. She does like a whole flip. She gets on the other platform, she walks again. tap Cole Lyoko, and we keep cutting back and forth from the wolves like getting closer and closer to Oric, and her doing a flip, and them starting to bite his clothes, and she's like touching it like, yo, hurry up, hurry up. She does Cole Lyoko, and then Yumi, she's like, do Return to the Past, hurry up, do it. He's like, okay, I know. Return to the Past. Now, then we go Return to the Past, and then we cut back to William says, what's the matter? Are you scared? You got vertigo? He goes, yeah, I do. And none better. I mean, it's not better than, being afraid of spiders. William says, how do you know that? Oric goes, well, I have my spies. And William looks to the side and he sees Sissy, Nicholas, and Herb. I don't know. I don't know who he would have told. I don't know why they spied on him for. I mean, okay, I understand Sissy. Why he would have done that for Oric. But Nicholas and Herb, I don't know why. They were standing there like, yeah. They were looking like, yeah, too. So I don't know why, but anyway, that was a little confusing. I guess William told that to somebody and they overheard it. And then as soon as that happened, everybody gets up and they walk out of the gym. And then Otto runs over to Alita. He goes, hey, Alita, how was it to be invisible, huh? I always wanted to be invisible, sort of like, Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four. And then the credits roll. I'm like, yo, they mentioned Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four and Sue Storm, which is pretty cool. That's why I wore a Marvel shirt. And what's really funny about that, they mentioned Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four. And I think it was last week or a few days ago. I think it was last week. The director for the past 3 Spider-Man movies, Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home, John Watts, he was supposed to direct the Fantastic Four. but recently he quit because he says he's kind of burnt out on like superhero movies, so he wants to take a little bit of a break. So somebody else has to direct the Fantastic Four. But it's kind of funny because the whole Spider-Man, like the dude directing the Spider-Man movies, directing Fantastic Four, just quit. So everybody was talking about Spider-Man and Fantastic Four for like the past week, like who's gonna direct the Fantastic Four. I don't think we still know now, but Fantastic Four and Spider-Man getting brought up in here, and I just have it in real life. I thought that was kind of funny. I thought that was pretty funny. But that's the end of the episode. Yeah, I was able to get through all that without even skipping through. I was stuck in that one spot. Pretty good. I'm pretty nice. But anyways, whatever. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. I thank you all for watching. I thank you all for being wonderful human beings. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. And I actually got through this whole thing without stuttering too much and have to backtrack. I mean, I did stutter a little bit. But hey, I didn't stutter as bad and as hard as I usually do. So, one up for me. I'm getting better. One up for me. All right. Now it's time to say goodbye.